The U.S. election season is heating up, and less than a week remains until the first debate between President Joe Biden and his opponent, Donald Trump. Both men are set to officially enter their parties' 2024 campaigns during the course of the summer. However, the Republican predecessor and the Democratic incumbent will square off on CNN on Thursday. This discussion marks the first of two that will take place prior to the election on November 5th. On Thursday, June 27th, the discussion starts at 21 AC EST, Era 1 Irish GMT. CNN broadcasts it live from Atlanta, Georgia. Additionally, CNN International, CNN en Español, CNN Max, and the CNN website will broadcast the event. The debate will be moderated by veteran CNN anchors Dana Bash and Jake Tapper. It will last for 90 minutes, with 2 commercial breaks, according to the network. To decide where they would stand at the podium and what order to make their closing remarks, the two contenders tossed a coin on Thursday. The president has chosen to stand at the platform on the right side of the screen, with Trump to his left, after the Biden campaign came up short. However, because he chose to have Mr. Biden make his closing remarks first, the former president will have the final say during the discussion. For the discussion, both contenders will take the stand. According to his team, reports implying that Mr. Biden asked for a seat at the event are untrue. During the event and during each break, campaign staff are not permitted to speak with any candidate. Pens, pads of paper, and bottles of water will be distributed to each man. However, no props or prepared notes are permitted on stage. The candidates' microphones will be silenced during this showdown, unlike in their prior ones, save when it is their chance to speak. Additionally, CNN plans to enforce timing and ensure a civilized discussion without the presence of a studio audience. Since 1960, this is the first U.S. general election debate to be aired. Furthermore, it is the first since the late 1980s that the Impartial Commission on Presidential Debates, CPD, its customary host, is not in charge of its organization. Let's look back 4 years to see why that is the case. Before their 2020 presidential fight, Joe Biden and Donald Trump squared off against one another on stage twice. The audience overwhelmingly disapproved of those two contentious and unpleasant arguments. However, their rematch has appeared all but certain for several months now. The majority of Americans, according to polls, are not happy with that. Therefore, the 81-year-old incumbent and his 78-year-old opponent are eager to gain as much ground as they can with a cynical electorate. They appeared to be unwilling to engage in an argument, as they avoided one another for a few weeks. Then, Mr. Biden laid down the challenge in May. Simultaneously, the Biden campaign lodged several grievances against the CPD's management of the 2020 debates, denouncing its outdated methodology that produced huge spectacles instead of good debates. Additionally, it contended that the debates organized by CPD occurred too late in the election cycle, after voters in certain states had already cast their ballots early. Shortly after the challenge, Trump consented to participate in 2 debates, the one on CNN the next week and another on ABC News in September. The Biden campaign set forward ground rules that will primarily govern these appearances. More audience debates have been demanded by the Trump team, but it will be the first time either has appeared on a debating platform in 4 years on Thursday. A minute after midnight on Thursday marked the end of the qualifying period for this discussion. According to CNN, only Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump met all of the prerequisites. To be eligible, participants needed to appear on enough state ballots to reach the threshold of 270 electoral votes needed to win the presidency, attain at least 15% in 4 national polls that satisfy the network's standards, and fulfill the requirements outlined in the Constitution to be the president. CNN reports that Robert F. Kennedy, Jr., an independent presidential contender, did not fulfill the last 2 prerequisites. According to the network, he only had 3 qualifying polls and can only receive 89 electoral votes because he is only now included on 6 state ballots. Mr. Kennedy denounced the choice as undemocratic, un-American and cowardly, and accused the Biden and Trump teams of colluding with CNN to remove him. His candidacy has loomed big over this contest, posing a serious threat to deprive two unpopular major party candidates of a sizable chunk of the vote. Additionally, some contenders were left out of CNN's debate lineup. Both men have allegedly started preparing for debates in earnest, but their approaches appear to be extremely different. Mr. Biden has been gathering at Camp David, the rustic presidential home nestled in the serene Maryland highlands, with a few of his closest advisors. The Democrat is allegedly going through question-and-answer binders during preparation sessions in an attempt to present the election as a contest between two extremes. Campaign staff have emphasized that he will hold his Republican opponent responsible for his political history and stick to his new, punchier strategy. His former chief of staff, Ron Klain, is helping him prepare. Klain assisted Trump in preparing for his March State of the Union address. Bob Bauer, a former White House attorney for President Barack Obama, is portraying Trump in the fictitious debates with Mr. Biden, according to CBS News, the BBC's U.S. partner. On Sunday, the co-chair of the Biden campaign made a suggestion that one tactic would be to criticize the Republican opponent's character and legal issues. Trump, however, has been taking part in a number of informal policy discussions, according to his campaign. In these discussions, he has discussed a wide range of topics with politicians, from crime to abortion. These politicians include senior advisors, outside sympathizers, policy specialists, and at least two vice presidential contenders, Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance. During a Saturday rally in Philadelphia, the former president questioned the crowd if he should be nice and calm or tough and nasty to his opponent in the debate. Settling for nothing less than the worst debater I have ever faced and someone who can't put two sentences together, the former president has severely degraded his opponent.